It's time for a match. The match of all time. The match that summarizes Lob Pot. Where both teams rush Krow and we're going to get nukes, and it's Titan Duel. The classic map. Which is definitely way too small for this many players. To be precise, we've got a total of 26 players in this match. Where, as I've said before, yep, we are going to have a Krow rush. That is already 1, 2, 3, 4 commanders at least. Well, 3, because this one is not doing that. Rushing a Krow. Just like that, minute 20-ish before the Krow is supposed to be up, 2 minutes thereabouts. What is on this side? The Krow rush is also happening, and it will be up in a minute time, because this one is being constructed by 4 or 5 commanders. Soon to be 6 commanders. That's right. Both teams also not really expanding all that aggressively. For a Lob Pot with this many players, it's a relatively low ranked match, I would say. We've got a couple of neutron stars in here, but not a ton of neutron stars, no singularities at all. And here we go. Alright, Uga 2 is forced to be like at least on the middle line, on the central line. And on the other side we've got Liquid Mine with a sneaky little commander, already level 2 and immediately going to the southern geothermal. Being annoying, building a couple of pickets on the high ground. And Entropy 3 also moving forwards, still with their commander, blueprint, not blueprint, coupon, that's the word, coupon, and Krow on that side, and Krow on this side. They're both up. And what are the Krows going to do? That is of course the question, because, well, the team that utilizes the Krow best could easily win this game. Though, with how many commanders there are of course in the same place, because they're all just in the home base still, at least a lot of them are, it's still going to be a little bit difficult for a Krow to deal a ton of damage. Especially because on this side we already saw a Hexa come up. But here, well, a lone commander with a lone factory. Yep, you're going to have to jump away because you are not safe. Dropping the bombs already. By the time you get to the enemy base, the bombs will have reloaded. Over here, commander already going down, at least 1, maybe 2 commanders. No, just 1 for now. But that could be number 2. You don't get away this easily. A level 3 commander, resign trainer, is gone. There it goes. Alright. Down on the south, well, that's commander under fire by the Krow. Still though, Trident, good burst damage, anti-air, angler as well. Couple of swifts, not amazing anti-air, but still relatively consistent. But that's another 2 commanders or so gone. Factory as well. Halberds moving in. Good DPS on those, like 125, 133 DPS each or something like that. And of course armor up when not shooting, so don't really take that much damage. That's another soon to be dead commander. I would hope so, at least. They're not really focusing on any of them. It's a shame. Oh no. Nope, you're hitting the factory now. That's one shot away and it would have been dead. Oh, that hurts. It definitely does hurt. But hey, maybe these Reavers are able to clean that commander up. They're now facing off against Stardust. A couple of units and kill. Kill or be killed. It's be killed this time. Krow on this side is moving back. Krow on this side is moving back as well. Both of them still alive, will be healed up. And it's go time for round 2 after that. For now, southeast, 130-ish eco versus 120 for northwest. So slightly better eco for them. And geothermal is going up, or like is up over there. Not really linked to the grid yet. It's not going to be linked up either. At least not for now. And over here in the south, just a single Lotus. No support close by. So will be cleaned up by a couple of Venoms. Caretaker shouldn't be able to finish off that Stinger. But hey, maybe it just does. Shouldn't though. And they already started it at the start of the match. Yep, that's a lobster. Newton ramp. Newton thrower. For, of course, jacks. Thing is, you're facing off against an opponent that does, of course, have gunship plant. So, nets or locust, both quite easy to construct. And you're already in a hole. Too bad, so sad. Would have been a hole for a singularity, I'm pretty sure. But hey, now it's just going to be bombed or shot down by the krow. Ah, it does jump in. Is there anything for it to kill? The answer is sadly no. Krow though is still not fully healed up, but is almost completely healed up. Should be moving to the front lines very soon. On the other side, only 10,000 HP on the krow. So it's going to take a little bit longer before it's ready to go back in. And why resign, guys? I don't know, Binko resigned early. Interesting. Especially because Binko is one of the highest rated players on that team. Yeah, not ideal that they are resigning this early. You're behind a little bit in eco, a little bit in attrition, but not a ton. You definitely aren't that far behind. Over here though, yep, those maxes you don't have access to, but the other team hasn't constructed them yet. On the other side, you should be able to construct those maxes yourself. You know, go! It's go time! Because that is another dead commander. You've got a couple of cute gremlins for anti-air, but that doesn't stand up to the might of the krow. Still though, krow once again going back out, because 70,000 HP only isn't that much. On this side, krow, oh, that is a ton of Etten. Going across the canyon. And there it goes, alright. 5,000-ish HP left on it, but it will survive for now. Both of them, once again, will be healed up, and will then be going back in the fight. Sure, over here though, northern side, or like northwest, that team is securing those maxes, or at least destroying them from the enemy. Tanks are slow, but are able to pass up this little hill, so could be taking down that geothermal, and otherwise the pyros can do it for you. And the go can go away. Alright. And, well, did she have another annoying little jack in there? I guess so. Didn't really see it. Oh well, doesn't matter. It's cleaned up anyways. Scorpion about halfway done. Not going to be too significant yet. Honestly, don't really know what you want the Scorpion for, I will say. Over here there is a small shield ball where it could be nice. But it's probably not the most ideal unit in this case. Just because it isn't that tanky. Probably even just one or two Dantes, or like one Dante in place of the Scorpion, would have been better. Then again, is Dante the perfect unit? No, it isn't, but hey. I'm pretty sure Dante would at least be better than Scorpion in this situation. Over there, another commander, this time around not by a krow, but it is cleaned up. To return the favor, Felon, cleaned up, soon. There it goes, and those thugs should not stand a chance against a couple of glaives. Krow from both teams, once again going back out. It's time to hunt, it's hunting season for krows. They're intelligent beings and all that, right? And they like to snipe commanders. That's one commander sniped. Immediately going back, probably should though. Even if you don't want to, you probably should. Widow, not able to hit the krow, at least not very easily. And even if it does hit it now, it's, well, out of range of your anti-air, so even if you do manage to hit it, it doesn't really do much for you. On the other side, krow, still quite decent HP, but with 10 tridents moving in, yeah, krow can't really move forward anymore. Phantom, alright. Fun unit will, well, is nice for the attrition, of course. We'll be able to snipe a Ripper, a Reaver, maybe a Commander if you're lucky. But yeah, southeast, better eco for now. Definitely more overdrive. Almost 200, 130 invested versus just 60 or 70. But of course, on this side, geothermal is being upgraded. This one isn't. Electric Boogaloo. No, is not the one. What? Where did I see? What? My mind is playing tricks on me. I thought it was Electric Boogaloo's geothermal. They're not even in this entire game. Good job me with reading a name that doesn't exist. Right. Over here. Moving forwards. Team West. Northwest. And they are definitely losing this. The blue team. Still, Krow already made double cost and will be able to deal with these units quite easily. Mace, distracted with the factory, gets cleaned up. Commander, could that go down? It's probably a little bit too much for the Krow. With all of those toads there, a couple of vandals there. So yeah, wise to go back indeed. And advanced geothermal is upgraded by now. Not linked to the grid yet, but soon it will be. And there it comes again, a Krow moving forwards. Who could have seen that coming? Well, blue certainly didn't, light blue. Because they spammed the pings as if it was completely new for them. Anyways, a lot of Tridents moving in. Commander is not going to survive this, or is it? Because Scorpion, I was like, not the ideal unit. It was the perfect unit. Rip to the Krow. Level 4 engineer with its factory coupon still alive. So yeah, able to place that down at some point if it wants to. But also Scorpion, pretty much just paying for itself just like that. Stunning the Krow and keeping a 3000 metal commander alive. So yeah, Krow from northwest has been cleaned up. That means the only Krow we've got on the field right now is from the southeast. Singularity is almost up. It's a very risky position, especially because it's in the corner. Couple of jacks launched in there is not that difficult, though by now I don't see the jack launch anymore. The launcher. So maybe it's not too bad. Razor gets cleaned up. Krow could quite easily just move forwards. Just sit on the back here. Make it like hard for the gremlins to hit you. And of course Gremlin doesn't deal that much damage. Decent DPS for its cost, but on their own they're not that strong. But yeah, geothermal, was it spotted? That's probably the most important thing in this case. And presumably you know about the hole, in which case you should know about it. And well, if you don't know about it yet, the Scorpion should help you get that intel. Scorpion, the second, is coming up in a couple of minutes probably. In a little bit of time. Anyways, Singularity on the southeast team is up, northwest as well. Only difference, this one is raised, while the other one is lowered. Couple of pickets around it, I guess so. Doesn't deal with the jack though, because then you're going to need 100 pickets in order to snipe it. And I don't really see that happening. Right, Lucifer. Kill! Nope, it is not going to get killed. Not yet at least. Maybe with the silo. But for now, yeah, look at what map control over there. I feel like Team Southeast should have a better map control, like better position right now. In terms of attrition, way better for them. Krow still alive, Scorpion still alive, of course. So yeah, what does Team Northwest have? Guardian Commander over there, level 5. Combat Engineer, which isn't an engineer by the way. Level 5 over there. Silo, of course. And they're working on the Trinity. Right, that's currently all they have. And on the other team, anti-nuke is being constructed. Very slowly, sure. But probably fast enough to deal with the nuke. And because Titan Duel is such a small map, especially for, well, a game that goes towards nukes and all that. It's up. Oh no, we have to hurry. Send everything you've got to take down the enemy missile silo. Which doesn't even go down. Right, Krow now, moving in. Is the Krow going to do it for you? Well, Toads, pretty good DPS on those. Dual weapon and all that. And the Krow, once again, goes back. But the missile silo is still alive. There though, is the Inferno from your own silo. Coming in. Is it going to destroy it? No. But I don't know what the HP on these... It's 1000 HP on each of those missiles. Alright. In that case, an Inferno is not really going to take a missile down. At least not with one. But hey, doesn't really matter. Silo should stay up, at least for now. And it is going to silo the silo. One silo goes for Shockley, the other silo goes for Inferno. It is really silo v silo. Silo v silo, nuke in 5 minutes, Krow v Krow. This match is a mirror match in that case. Commander over here. Oh, low HP, 800 or so, but it is going to stay up for now. You said nuke in 5 minutes or so. I mean, that is kind of optimistic, I would say. 2 minutes for the silo itself, then another like 3 minutes for the nuke to be up. Yeah, I don't really see that happening. Oh well. Silo over here. Silo wars once again won by by Southeast. Just like the Krow wars, Silo wars also won by them. In which case, if they decide to go nuke, their nuke is surely going to kill the other nuke. Or that just anti-nuke beats nuke. That's also an option, of course. Anyways, Combat Engineer level 6 is going to stay alive. No issues there. But I would say just ignore this a little bit, right? You can just move in here. No? It's probably a little bit too risky. Still though, there are a couple of puppies there. And after that they're into the factory. Enemy doesn't really have any bombers, you haven't seen any gunships, no airplanes really. It's not as if the enemy has a massive Phoenix force. So yeah, just take this ball and just move it in. Might just, well, destroy the enemy base. That's another commander down. And that Combat Engineer, is it going to get away unscathed? Well, the answer is of course no, because it has already had one hit. At least, but it will probably still survive. Grizzly already shot, so 1500 damage, that will not happen. But still, I mean, that's good DPS on Glaive. And Commander is in fact gone. Slowed down a little bit by all of those Vandals that were in its way. So goodbye, Commander. In which case, this is not really protected well at all. Reinforcements are completely cut off. So Southeast should take that back quite soon. Over here this is an issue, but it doesn't cost you all that much. Fusion is expensive, but it doesn't really take the Artemis with it, or Commander, or, well, anything else really. And over here, well, Scorpion. One of those quote-unquote useless units, or like not the ideal unit, according to a specific caster. It's doing its job, as it should do. Because otherwise you should fire it, but hey, Scorpion is still vulnerable to getting stunned. Double Widow has already stunned it, and it is already laying in its own grave. So goodbye to the Scorpion. Krow, still alive, of course. How much cost by now? 5 times cost. Nicely done. And over here, oh, Parallel Luck is like, I can do that too. I want my own Krow to play with. So they're getting another one up. Question is nuke. The question is nuke, and the answer is yes. Right? 2 minutes. Make that more than 2 minutes, because yeah, Xeno. Xeno slows everything down. Yeah, but anti-nuke. Anti-nuke covers a lot of area here. Look at it. There is nothing really out of the anti-nuke range. And getting it stunned is difficult. It's high density just because of how small this map is. So you're going to need a silo in order to stun it, which is of course an option, right? If you build a silo in your home base, you can pretty much hit it. I'm not going to say that's impossible, but for now I don't see a silo, so it's not going to happen. And they want help for the nuke, because 6-minute nuke. Yeah, probably a little bit too late. But oh well, both teams once again going for the same thing. It's almost as if we have two AI fighting each other, where one AI is just slightly faster than the other one. And yet the faster AI is losing. That's right, 70% attrition only. Worse eco and definitely worse map control. Yeah, that Trinity, it needs to put in work, and I don't think it's going to. Unless you can stun that anti-nuke. Stun or kill. Kill is allowed, but I don't think it's going to get killed. Stun seems more likely. And even then, stun is not easy. Do you know about it? I guess that's the main question, right? There is a suspiciously anti-nuke shaped hole in the ground. Yeah, there is. You need to scout before you fire off that nuke, that's for sure. But hey, that's what you should always do, and yet people don't do it. Hehehe, Shogun. Shogun in the water. Just a minute more. And we'll have flying boats. Either flying or thrown boats. One of the two. Both are fun. Land boat and all that. And over here, lobster across the canyon. No lobster to throw back though. So watch it, because these units don't really have a way back. Phoenix moving in, will be blasting those pyros. Not the most effective, because pyro is immune to afterburn. But still, ground burn and the bomblets themselves do of course hit them. How's your nuke? Well, the nuke is up. What? The nuke is up? The nuke retreats? I didn't even know that was possible. But there it goes, nuke is launched. The question is, anti-nuke. I mean, it's not up, right? Alright, the nuke is launched over there. That is technically not in range. So, there it comes. Nuke launched, nuke hit. That commander, being ferried around, does not go down. But, how much damage does the nuke do? A decent amount. 10,000. But 7,500 lost for Team Northwest themselves over there. So the nuke only making the fight even. That's not what you want. That's really not what you want. All of those sparrows being launched. But that nuke from your side is not even up yet. Not even close. Not really. The Trinity is not up yet. And then it is of course going to take a couple more minutes before it can actually do anything. But hey, maybe the puppies are able to do something. Not really, because nukes don't really leave a lot of wreckage. Question is... are you just going to have it sit there? No, right? Okay, you do have an amphibious factory, so I hope you're going to throw a lobster in there. Yeah, okay, lobster is being constructed now. Is indeed the correct thing to do there. Couple of fleas being annoying. We've got a stun commander over here, another 10-second stun. Couple of impalers, not really going to hit fleas either, but you just don't have the massive fleas you need to do any damage. Somehow that geothermal is still alive. Not the most important at this stage of the game, of course. 100 eco. But hey, it probably paid for itself already a couple of times over. And I feel like it could have easily have gone down earlier with the Scorpion and all that there. But it didn't. It decided to stay alive. It valued its life more. But hey, Trinity, how are you doing? 40 seconds? That's still quite a long time. How is Trinity on this side looking? 2 minutes 40. That's a longer time. It is a longer time. It really is. Though, still, the issue is that anti-nuke covers pretty much everything. Even if you do get another nuke up, that's not really going to do it. This one is building Shockley, which is of course the thing you need. Still, with second anti-nuke also going up, and also covering pretty much everything Team Southeast has, that's going to have to be timed perfectly. And oh no, you're pinging the wrong anti-nuke. Anti-2, okay, at least you know that it's a second anti-nuke. That's good. It is very good. 5 more seconds. Are we going to see the play? There it is, nuke. Shockley. Shockley goes. Nuke is patient. There it goes as well. Shockley moves in onto the anti-nuke. Or does it? Yeah, no it doesn't. It actually just doesn't. It hits one of the wind turbines. And oh, that's such a shame. Big oof. Big oof indeed. Oh, I don't know how that happened. Maybe they just didn't click the anti itself and just clicked besides it, maybe. Or it's just like angle of attack from the missile that it just didn't hit the correct spot. Such a shame, because that nuke, if it had hit and this anti-nuke is not up yet, would have been devastating. Right? I mean, it would have been able to hit pretty much anywhere it wanted to. But how is the nuke on this side looking? Still another minute before it's up. That's probably longer than this match is going to last. I need to figure out this stun BS. What stun BS? Stun equals dead. What? I don't know what you're talking about. Anyways, over on this side, Minotaurs in your base. You're raising a wall. But that's too little, too late. It really is, because what else do you have to defend against Minotaurs? Except for like a single Stardust and like a Firewalker. Not a whole lot. The question is, what do you have then against the Shogun? That is like even angle to get a better angle, and like, oh no, it's been hit by a surplus. Oh no. Still, Shogun, super strong, nice artillery piece. Able to hit most of your base. At least the front of your base. And hey, at least we got a good raid here going. Couple of pyros moving in. Is that enough to swing this game back with a like 17% attrition deficit and like eco deficit as well? Actually, no eco deficit right now. GG. There comes the nuke. Let's take a look at the anti-nuke range. There is none. That is the range of the anti-nuke. And no anti-nuke means goodbye nuke. Goodbye nuke is GG. Entire base completely wiped. And they do give it up. Truly a game of the mirrors. From Krow, the silos, the nukes. And at each step of the way, Team Southeast with the better execution.